Hello everyone, happy Tuesday morning to you all. Welcome to the Oak and Lamb YouTube channel. Welcome back if this is not your first time being here. My name is Becca Oaks. I'm an owner and craft educator here at Oak and Lamb, and Miss Rachel Langston is the other voice you'll hear. Charlie Langston is the other voice you're hearing.
He wants to make sure that you note his presence.
Yes,
he's here.
He is here and he's happy and adorable. But today we are talking about Cricut. So we're going to do a live Q&A, get all of your questions ready about Cricut. So we love to do this about this time of year when people are thinking about Christmas presents or crafting for the holidays. They might think about a die cut machine. And so if you're jumping into the Cricut world and you know nothing about it, you may be asking yourself, which machine is best? And so we wanted to do a fun live Q&A to help you determine that. So if you are watching live with us, make sure to ask all the questions. We want to answer them all. If you are re-watching this later, still ask questions in the comments below. We will answer those for you as well. So,
and maybe if you're watching this after it's live, someone already asked your question and it gets answered.
True,
so definitely watch the whole thing.
Yes, that is most likely what will happen. But good morning, everyone. So I want you all to tell me this. When you first got into the Cricut world, what machine did you buy? What was your first die cut machine that was Cricut? Was it a Joy, a Explorer series machine, whether it was the Air or the Air 2? Was there an Air?
Yeah.
Air 2, then the Explorer 3, Maker 3. I will let you know, the first machine that I purchased was the regular Maker. I still have it at my craft room at home. That's what I use now. Don't feel the need to upgrade. It is a good, solid machine. And I also have a Joy because when the Joy came out, I thought it was so stinking cute that I couldn't say no to it. So, okay, so Christina had the Air 2, Sherry had the Explorer Air 2, Shannon had the Air 2, lots of Explorer series. So some of you may have actually purchased before the Makers were even available. I didn't even think about that. Cassie says, I have a Silhouette, but I do have the Cricut EasyPress. Cassie, Silhouette is a great machine as well. The software for Silhouette is really amazing. Silhouette Studios is a lot like Illustrator. So if you like to create your own cut files, then that's a really great software for that. The Cricut that had cartridges drove me nuts, so I sold it. Rach, what was the Cricut with the cartridges?
Oh my gosh, let me think. Hey, okay. I want to say it was the Expression.
I think that's right.
I think it was the Expression. Now, a couple of them had them, but I think the newest air quotes around that was the Expression.
Yes. Good morning, Linda. I have a really old Cricut Explorer one and a Maker. The first one with the cartridges, Steph said. I'm loving hearing about this. Linda said 2 years ago, my hubby was about to get me a Cricut machine. I didn't understand the difference between machines, so I told him just to get me an Air 2. So, that's one thing that I want to talk about today. First, let's talk about the prices of the machines. So I have MSRP and current sale price on these machines. Now these fluctuate. So if you're watching it later on and you look it up, it may be different. The Explorer 3 right now, the MSRP is $319.99, but on Cricut's website, it's on sale for $279.99. Now, with it getting ready to be Black Friday, I would say traditionally Cricut does Black Friday sales and they have really good prices on their machines. So if you're wanting to purchase one, I would just wait a couple weeks. I would almost guarantee you're going to find a really great deal on it.
Definitely.
The Maker 3 MSRP on it is $429.99, and on Cricut's website is on sale right now for $379.99. Not bad. Cricut Joy is $179.99 for MSRP, and then it's on sale for $129.99. Now you can find this cheaper. So if you want a Joy if you already have a machine and you just want to add a Joy to your craft room, don't pay $129 for it. Just wait a few weeks. Here lately, we've seen it go to $99 quite frequently. So, and then the Air 2, you can still find like on Amazon. I'm not finding it on like Cricut's website or anything like that, but you can find some, I guess, that were already made and that are kind of circulating and being sold. The Air 2 is $169. That's a really great price.
If I was buying one right now, that's the one I would get to put in my house.
The Air 2.
Yeah.
Rachel and I, when we were at Maker's Gonna Learn, we had, I don't even know how many machines, 7 or 8. I can't even remember.
A lot.
Maybe more than that. And we always said that the Air 2 was a solid workhorse of a machine, and we could rely on it more than our Maker. Now, that was before these came out. We really don't have any problems with these machines either. But if you're looking for, if you have one machine and you're looking for a second machine just to do normal cuts and things like that, maybe you make shirts, maybe you make signs, and you need to be able to cut more than one thing at a time, I feel like the Air 2 at $169 would be an excellent second machine for you to have.
A couple of comments. Megan said, I purchased the Joy this summer when it was on super sale. I don't love it, but I think it's because I've only used the smart materials. That's why, Megan. And it's Megan Irk. We know. Megan.
Well, it comes with the smart material, so you have to use them if it comes with
true.
it. But no, I don't. You know, I don't love smart materials. And for me, that's what I want to point out. I have a couple of friends, and I've heard from several people who wanted to jump into the Cricut world, and this is the machine they bought first, whether it be because they didn't have much space in their craft room or because they didn't know how much they were going to use it, so didn't want to invest a lot of money. But at $129 for this, I say spend an extra $40 and buy the Air 2 that's available right now.
I agree completely.
I do not think that purchasing this Cricut Joy machine as your primary or first machine gives a fair chance to the world of die cut.
I agree.
It's very limiting. In my opinion, it's a little more difficult to use because you have to Bluetooth. Sometimes that's frustrating getting it connected, those sorts of things. You're very limited with what you can cut on this. It can only cut the width. The maximum width is 4.5 inches, and you can cut up to 4 feet if you have a smart material, which we don't like. So you're looking at 4.5 inches by 6 inches or 4.5 inches by up to 12 inches, depending on which mat you have. So you're pretty limited. Now, if you're just doing some signs or cards or something like that, this machine is really good. In fact, I like to take this camping with me. I've put it on the desk. We have members who have one on their desk at work. So if they just want to create a cute little card or tag or something like that, then they can easily do that without hauling everything out and creating a big mess. So there is a use for this. However, as a primary or first machine, I don't feel like it is a good choice. So if you don't have a machine, don't be thinking about this one.
And this is, oh gosh, is this Phaedra? Phaedra. Is that Phaedra?
Where? I don't see.
Down there at SVG Toots.
Tuts?
Yeah, Tuts. I can't see from over here. This is from Phaedra. Is that Phaedra?
Yeah. Hello.
Ah, that's a good question, though. She said, aside from portability, is there any advantage to purchasing the Joy, even though I have the Maker 3?
No, there's not.
Good question.
And you know that I'm a gadget guru. Like, I love to have all the things. And I have the Joy here. This is really disgusting, by the way. I'm not sure what we've done with it. And I have the Joy at home, and I can tell you, I have to make a point to actually use it. Because I don't keep it out and plugged up and all of the things for it like I do my Maker. However, we did have a friend who found it for $99, had a gift card, and had a coupon code or something at Michael's, and ended up getting theirs for $40 or something.
Which, come on now, for $40.
40 or 60.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was, but if you can get it that cheap, then just get it.
Yeah.
Because it is cute and fun. And it looks good on a shelf.
Christina said, I started with a Maker for a Mother's Day gift and have an Explorer Air 2 that I found at a garage sale for $40. She said, I love them both. They're both great machines. The Maker and the Explorer Air 2, they're great machines. I do think that the original Maker, this is a personal, I'm not speaking for Becca, I think it was released before everything was perfected on it.
I think so too.
I think they had a lot that they could have tweaked to make it a better machine, especially for the price. They did not lower the price either. But those kinks seem to be worked out with the Maker 3. I think it's a really good machine.
Yeah. So let's talk about, since we've eliminated this machine as your primary or first machine, let's talk about the Explore series versus the Maker series. There's a lot of controversy here. I personally ask this question. What are you going to use your machine for? If you're just using your machine for vinyl, whether that's regular vinyl or heat transfer vinyl, if you're going to be using it for cardstock, you can even cut felt. Some other fabrics that are bonded. In fact, there's no way for me to give a comprehensive list of everything that you can cut on the Explorer machine. It is online, and then there are hacks to cut other things everywhere. Most people will never need the maker. They can get most everything done with an Explorer Series machine that they want to do. However, the maker does have adaptive tools. So let's go really quickly. The Explorer Series machine has I know it, Charlie. The fine point blade. You can use the fabric blade, which is just a fine point blade in a fun pink housing. You can use the foil tip. You can use the deep point blade. And then you can use the scoring stylus, and you can also use Cricut pins with the Explorer Series machines. The Maker Series machines have what are called adaptive tools. So you still use all of those same tools that I talked about with the Explorer, but you also have the option for, can you go overhead, Rach, if you have just a second?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is a quick swap housing. You can see there's nothing on the bottom here. And then right here, I have all of these extra heads. Is that what we're called? Tips? Tips. So this tip is a perforation tip. And to put the tips on the housing, you just put it on here, push in, and then it's right there. It has this fun gear on here that rotates. Take it off, you push the button, pull it out. So there are different housings. There's a perforation, there is a scoring wheel and a double scoring wheel. There's a debossing, an engraving tip. But I'm gonna be honest, I rarely ever use these tips. We rarely ever use these special things. The, excuse me, perforating tip is fun if you're going to be doing some sort of ticket or something like that you want to have perforated for easy tear, but how often do you do that? The double scoring and single scoring, I generally will use a scoring stylus for unless I am scoring a thicker material like cardstock or a craft board or a thick cardstock. However, these are nice if you're doing those thicker materials, but you can still use the scoring stylus.
I would argue that most of them, the only reason we use them is to teach people how to use them.
Correct.
And then we don't.
Correct. Then we have the rotary blade. Now, I will say, out of all of the things that the maker can do, this is the one that I use the most, the rotary blade, because I use fabric. I love to cut felt. And while you can bond your fabrics and your felts and cut them with the Explorer Series machine, it is a little bit easier to use the rotary blade. So if you think that you might cut fabric or that you might cut felt with your machine, I personally think the maker is the way to go over. If you're like, I will never use that, then this will just sit in your cute little box and you'll never use it. Here's the other tool that is pretty popular with the maker, and this is the knife blade. We don't use this knife blade a lot. And the reason that we do not is that it takes forever. Sometimes the Cricut will poop out in the middle of the cut and it stops and you have to start completely over. Or sometimes the materials that you're cutting are just not super amazing materials. For instance, the basswood or balsa woods that are Cricut brand, I don't know if we have any or not, let me look, that you can cut with the machines. You do have to use the knife blade for, but they break really easily and they're super, super expensive. I don't have any because I hate it. Also, chipboard. You do need a knife blade for chipboard. I would say out of all of the materials that you can cut with a knife blade, we do use chipboard the most. However, because we have a Glowforge, we have started not using it. We cut it with MDF. If you do not have a Glowforge, which most of you do not, I understand, then the knife blade for things like this, so that you could make, for instance, this guy. Now this is made out of wood, but you can make it out of chipboard and put it together. You would need the knife blade to do that. So, just ask yourself, what sorts of projects are you going to do? Now, another thing that I want to point out, you can go back to me if you want to. A lot of times you will see that there are specials on the Maker that make it like $40 to $60 difference or something like that. If $40 to $60 is the difference in the Explorer and the Maker, and you're not quite sure what you're going to be crafting with, I would say spend the extra 40 to 60 bucks and get the one that will do more things. Yes, Rachel.
Yes, question. 2 questions actually.
Okay.
Have we ever purchased any of the knife blade replacement kits off of Amazon? And that's where we purchase them, but I think what you mean, Carly, is like off-brand.
Yes.
And I say no, we've never purchased them. I don't know why, guys. You know we're all about the Cricut dupes, but for some reason, that type of thing I want from the brand.
Same. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know
Now,
why.
if somebody wanted to send us one, we could test it. But here's the thing: we don't use it enough to need to change ours. Like we've had it a year, and Rachel, we might have used this knife blade. We cut a puzzle out with it. We've used it fewer than 10 times, easily fewer than 10 times. Where was I going with $60? Oh, let's talk about how big these cut. So if you're looking at cut dimensions and Explorer, Maker versus Air 2, let's talk about that really quickly. We honestly don't think this is even a deciding factor because it doesn't matter enough to make us choose. The Explorer 3 and the Maker 3 on a mat both cut 11.5 by up to 23.5 inches. Off mat, it makes it 11.7 by up to 75 feet. Is that correct? Or is
something
it 20?
Ridiculous.
20 repeating up to 75. Something stupid
something
that you're never going to do.
Yeah. I think they honestly said that as a humongous selling point for that machine. And I want to know how many people that bought it and have never, ever done that.
Let's talk about this really quickly. I made a sign that was roughly, 36 inches, and then I had to piece some stuff together. Placing the vinyl on that, just at that size, was so miserable. I can't even imagine doing a super long something like that. I just can't imagine it.
Yeah.
If it's so big that I'm going to need, and here's the other thing. When you're getting 20 feet long, you're generally going to want it to be wider than 11.7 inches.
Right.
So you're limited ratio-wise.
Super limited.
It can be skinny and long. That baby is vocal today. He doesn't like what we're doing. And Beth, yes, the Air has far more better colors. You're right. Charlie, do you want to come be on the live? You want to be on the live? It's like, I'm on the live. Rachel, he's fine. Nobody cares. It's totally fine. It's completely
He's
fine.
with his sick dad tomorrow.
I do not think I would like the Matless tool, and I do not like the Matless for the Joy. Mary, I don't love it either. And here's the primary reason that I do not love it. I love to weed on a mat. So having a matless cut, I end up putting it on a mat to weed it. It's very interesting. Charlie does want camera time. He doesn't like the lack of attention is what Carly says. Maria says, I found Cricut fine point blades cheap at Home Depot. I've never even thought about looking at Home Depot for fine point blades. I had not even thought about it.
Did you see Home Depot?
Home Depot. I think that's what she said. Hold on. Yeah, Home Depot. My blade isn't cutting as well as it used to. And I've been debating trying the off-brand because we all know Cricut prices are crazy. Carly, how much less expensive is the off-brand than the Cricut? Because I haven't looked it up. Sorry, I'm going back to look at comments.
No, Christina had a good point.
What was it?
She said she feels like I know my song. She said she feels like Matless is super wasteful.
Matless is wasteful.
Yes,
it is. Because if you're only cutting like 6 inches in width, then you have the excess that you don't want to throw away, but you can't throw it back in Matless. You can put it on a mat, but I'm like, if I'm going to use a mat, then why am I going to pay more for the mat, for the smart materials? It's just, I don't know. I think they thought they were going to do something really amazing, and it womp-womped in my opinion.
Paulina said, what is the difference between the Air 2 and the Air 3?
So the difference is that the Air 2 and you have to use a mat. The Explorer 3, you can use matless. I mean, they say that it might be a little faster. I haven't found that to be true. In fact, Rachel, didn't we do some side-by-side cuts? Was that... He's not happy with
I'm pretty sure this Air 2 was quicker. Do you remember that being the case?
I feel like it was, but I can't remember.
I remember the Air 2 was quicker than the Explorer 3.
Or it was so close that it didn't matter.
That might have been it. Yeah. But I think that the Air 2 was quicker.
So the difference is that you can cut matless versus not, with Explorer 3 versus Air 2. Not that big of a difference. And that's the difference between the Maker and the Maker 3. Matless versus not. 3 has more speed. That's what it says, Gail, but not that much. So this year when the Maker 3s came out, the Makers were on sale at Michael's, and I had a coupon, so I got my Maker, put my Air 2 in my carrying bag, and haven't brought it out since. Yes, Carly. Carly says, trust me, Rachel, no one is bothered by his hollering. Definitely not as much Mama as herself will be bothered by it. No, you're right. Absolutely. Okay. Anyway, are there any questions about these machines that you have for us? Yeah, Patrice says, I've watched many comparisons and I remember it wasn't that much more quick. It really is just not. Maker 3 is supposedly quieter. I can't really tell. So we had one Maker 3 that was so loud. Rachel, remember that one? There had to have been something wrong with it because none of the other ones that we've used were that loud. But one of it, I was like, you could hear, it was crazy. You could hear everything it did. Did you all get the email from Heat Press Nation that the Caesar Juliet is ready for pre-order? I contacted them and I'm trying to get them to send me a machine because I really want to test it out. But it's like $500 for pre-order. Right, Rachel? $4.99? Yeah. Are you talking about the presses? I'm wondering if a hat press would be worth it. Robin, don't buy the hat press. Do not buy the hat press. Are you talking? If you're talking about the Cricut hat press, it's basically a glorified paperweight. Don't buy it. It's terrible. Who all here? Beth. Beth has one. Beth, tell her don't buy it. Is Maritza here? Maritza has one. Tell her don't buy it. The only reason we bought it is because we knew that you all would want to see it. It is not my favorite. I want to know how much the Romeo is going to be. Christina, if Juliet is $499, I think Romeo is going to be a hefty price. I mean, $499 is pretty hefty too. I'll say after the change to calibration and design space, mine gets so much better. Aligned Explorer Air 2. Yes, yes. Who has calibrated their machine since they changed the calibration? I love it personally. Did you see their new tumbler press at Heat Press Nation? I didn't. Tomorrow, I don't know if you heard or not, tomorrow we are doing a member only live in the private Facebook group on the PYD Life 2-in-1 tumbler press. I'm really excited about it. It's still in the box. I haven't opened it at all. I'm dying to, but I'm going to wait for you all tomorrow. As far as heat presses go, I wasn't planning to talk about them, but we can talk about heat presses if you want to. We do love the Cricut heat presses. Our favorite heat press from Cricut is the Mini EasyPress. We use it all the time. We have done some comparisons with other mini presses. So check out those lives. But honestly, the Cricut Mini EasyPress is just a solid little machine. It is not super expensive. You can find them on sale for like $49 most of the time. And we've never had to replace one, I don't think. The larger presses, we have had all the sizes, have used all of them. I have this one. It's a bit pricey. Fader said, I did the new calibration process. It helped a lot. Yes, it does. I felt like I can't remember which one of our machines. I feel like the Maker 3, we would calibrate and then have to recalibrate pretty frequently, and we're not having to do that. Becky, you totally just sounded like Anna. God, what did I say? I don't know.
You sound like who?
Anna. I wonder if HTV Runt will send you their new cutting machine. It's called Locklick or something like that. Yes, Olivia said, don't buy the hat press. It's now a decoration for my shelf. Yes, the Mini works for so much more than just HTV. I use it for fabric all the time. I think Jan does. Yes, Mom doesn't even own a Cricut or vinyl, and she uses the Mini EasyPress all the time. It's called the HPN Signature Series Mug Press. They also came out with the cutest colors for the Craft Pro Mug Press. Oh, look at it, Beth. That's neat. Oh, Micah, that's awesome. She said, I got my EasyPress for $99 and my Mini for $39 on a great sale at Michael's for a great price. Love them both. I love, if you are, well, I have some mixed feelings. Here are my mixed feelings. The large EasyPress, is it $179? Hold on.
That one?
Yes. It's, what's the size? 10 by
That's 10 by
12. Is at Michael's it's $149. Joann's has a blue one for $179. Cricut has it $169, and that's a bundle with some other things. But here's the thing. Space-wise, if you want to do larger things like shirts and larger sublimation and you don't have room for a clamshell press, this is a good machine. However, for $10 more, you can get a clamshell press. You can even get like an 8-in or a 5-in-1 or 8-in-1 swing away arm for like $200-ish, $229 or something like that. And if we're saying one or the other and you have room for both, I say go for the other one. We don't use this one ever now.
Someone was just asking what the purple press was behind you.
Yeah. It's actually in our Amazon. No, it's not anymore. The Amazon storefront had this one. And when we found that 8-in-1 with the swing away arm for like 20 more bucks, we replaced it with that one. In fact, I would love to find someone local that could buy this, and then we would buy the other one. We have the Cricut Auto Press, we have the HTV Runt Auto Press, and we have this. And out of all of the presses, this is my favorite out of all of those. I love that you can manually change the pressure on it. I feel like that is essential sometimes to getting the true, bright, bold, wonderful color. And you can't change that with the auto press. The auto press is
Becca
really
has that pressure set pretty good.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. When it pops up, if you're on it, it will like throw you.
Becca can barely get the thing clamped down. But let me tell you though, she's got some bright good colors because of it.
It does some good stuff.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. The technology on the auto press and the HTV Runt press it's great technology, but for the price and for functionality, I just prefer a good old clamshell press. I do. Are there any other questions about any of this?
Let me see.
Becky,
Yeah, Jen had a good. She said the only reason I don't have a real press is lack of space, and we do hear that a lot. A lot of people's craft spaces are not very big.
Yeah. Becky, you need to contact the company that has a laser pecker and get them to send you one. They do need to change the name though. Here's the thing though, Kat. Like, yes, the name is terrible, but you'll remember that. You will remember it. Rachel, what's on your computer?
That's Hey Bear.
A dancing rainbow?
It's a dancing rainbow. Desperate times call for desperate
I mean,
measures.
He's engrossed in it, so. Would you suggest the clamshell press that you have or the swing away? Great question. Check out our Amazon storefront. It's listed below. We have a swing away that we would suggest, and that's what I would suggest because you don't have to worry about burning your shelf like Rachel does. Do you have a scar from that still?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll have that scar forever, and I'm not happy about it.
Right, Megan, you do need space for the swing away because it moves. You need a lot of space for it. So if you don't have a ton of space, then this one is probably what you need to go for. Also ask yourself, like, are you going to use the attachments for it? Will you use the hat press? Will you use the mug presses that come with it? Like, ask yourself all those questions. But for me, like, the swing away is really nice. What's your opinion on the Joy? My opinion on the Joy is that it's cute. But not super functional for what I would use it for. I love gadgets, so I bought it. And because I needed to teach with it, I bought it. But it's not a must. It's not a must.
No.
What is the brand of the clamshell press you have? Hold on. Oh, look. It's like Vevord, or I don't know. Why can't people just name stuff easy stuff to say? That's what I
don't know why people just want to overcomplicate stuff.
What is it? Okay, Sublimation. Yeah, Vevor, Vevor. Here, I'll link it for you. This is the same brand as the one that we have, but this is the 5-in-1 or the 8-in-1. I keep saying 5-in-1. Here we go. Is that why you don't do any videos using the Joy? Well, most people don't have a Joy. So there's not a lot of point in teaching on it because most people have their primary machine as the Air, Explorer, or Maker. And if you can use those, then you can use this. We do have a couple of videos like with the, I did a video on how to do print and cut with Cricut Joy because technically you can't, but you can. I'm trying to remember the other videos that we've actually done with Cricut Joy.
I think that's it, Beck. I'm not kidding. When I search Joy on the YouTube channel, that is the only video that comes up.
There's just really no point in teaching on it.
Guys, when we're in a business of supply and demand, there's a lot of demand for Cricut content, so we supply that content. There's just not a lot of demand for Joy content.
I've done a couple member onlys with Joy.
Yes, yeah.
Like, my question is this. What specifically do you want to see done with the Joy that you couldn't see done with the Air 2 or Explorer? I'm curious. This machine.
I don't know what happened to it because we haven't used it for anything.
Do you buy off-brand replacement blades for the Air 2? Yes, we have bought off-brand replacement blade. Have we done it here? I think we've only got Cricut here. Bet Maker's going to learn we did off-brands. I can't remember what we've bought here.
And they were fine. Yeah. People will say, well, I noticed I had to replace mine more. It's probably because you were using your machine more, honestly. But save money where you can.
Glad I live by myself because my craft room is small, so it's growing into my bedroom. I love that. Hey, Crystal. No, my craft space is in my kitchen, pretty big kitchen, so my crafting table is up against a wall and linoleum floors. Before I moved into my current house, my kitchen table was our craft room too.
Was it, Becca?
Yeah. I don't really have a craft room. I have a craft closet right now.
But it's
like perfect.
Upstairs.
Yeah. Can close the door.
It probably gets hot in there.
Oh, there's air conditioning in there.
There's air conditioning in that tiny room?
Yeah. There's a vent right over my desk.
Really? I'm impressed. I'm impressed with the builder of your home.
Do all the crafts.
It's the little things.
Yeah. I have both the Maker and the Joy. I do use both for pen writing. That's about it. I make labels. Okay. Basically what to make with it, cards and anything else. I feel like I bought it in, I don't know why now, so I need to know how to use it. And sometimes I just don't want to pull out the big Air 2. I don't want to be disrespectful because I'm not trying to be, but what I'm saying is if you know how to make the card on the Explore machine or your Maker, then you can make it on. Then
you have the know-how.
The Joy
is what we're saying. Yeah.
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 Now here's the thing. The thing about Joy, you can't make a card in the same way sometimes that you can with the Explorer. I don't use card blanks a lot of times. I make my own card blanks. You can't, unless you're making it small, can't do that on the Joy. So if you have made one card with the card mat on the Joy, then you could pretty much make all of them. Now, we did, when we got the card mat for the bigger machines, we use those card blanks, and the one that has the pull away, what's it called? Excuse me. My goodness. Cutaway cards.
Cutaway.
I like the cutaway cards. I do. And so you just do it in the same way. That's the problem though. Like, we've sat down and talked about what sort of content we could do for Cricut Joy. Like, what do you make? What do you do? All of that. And the problem is there's no SEO for it.
And what that means is no one's searching for it.
Yeah.
Layman's terms, people aren't looking for it.
Yeah.
So we have to spend our time on things that people want. We totally get like being on top of like a craft trend and getting things like that out before it becomes super popular. But for things that are already out and swimming around like the Joy, there's just not a humongous market for Joy training, because just like Becca said, usually if you have a Joy, you have one of the other Cricut machines, and potato. If you can use one, you can use them all.
Yeah. And the other thing is if I'm having to look for specific projects to make on the Joy, do I really need that project? You know what I mean?
Yeah. If you don't already have something cooked up in your mind to pull it out for and to spend your time and money on, yeah.
I don't know. Like, I'm not opposed to making content with a Joy. I'm not. I'm just saying, like, there's no...
What do you want?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you want?
Oh, we can make a card on the Joy. Absolutely. I would love to do that for you. I got some fun new metallic Cricut Joy pins I'm dying to use. We can use those for you. I did a member only on that though, in the camper. But yeah, I don't mind to. It's a cute machine. It's just that not many people have it.
Yeah.
So not many people are going to search it.
Yeah.
You guys still have to review the Xtool. I know. I love that you mentioned that all the time, Carly. Rachel and I actually talked about this. We talked about a plan for this. One reason I haven't been wanting to do it is because it's going to make our studio an absolute nightmare, because you can't vent it and it's going to be stinky and smelly and sawdusty. So what we're going to do is a pre-recorded. It will not be live. We'll do some pre-recorded content on it and do it in an outdoor garage so that we don't ruin our studio.
It's just not... It's kind of like Glowforge stuff. If it's a longer project, it's just not amazing to do live for you guys.
Right. Yes, Beth, we could also share our projects and tips with the Joy in Facebook group. Member content is super helpful to the team so they can focus on their lives. Great. I hate using the pens because I can't figure out the non-outline fonts. Do you mean how to fill a font, Robin? If so, we have an awesome member-only video on how to fill fonts.
I came to Becca in the shower one morning, and it's been just a game changer ever since.
And we can do that on a Joy, for sure.
Yeah.
But we do have member-only content on it. I have trouble with insert card mats, including 2x2 on both machines. Cutting seems to start too high. Slits are broken and designed too high. Are you using Cricut files, Cricut projects? I don't know. I haven't had any problems with that. Are you making sure that you're lining your card all the way up to the top of the mat or where it's supposed to go? I'm trying to think of anything else to troubleshoot for that. They have a vent box for it on the site. Yes, but we were not sent the vent box.
And we ain't going to pay for it.
No, because we won't use it.
Crystal's so sweet. I think I have seen Heather as well. Heather's great about reminding everybody to click the like button. It's free. It takes you 2 seconds. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you haven't already. And you'll see more amazing stuff like this from us.
Robin, if you can't find it, let me know and I'll help you find that video. Yes, we're going to do it in, Dad doesn't know it yet. He won't care. We're going to do it in his woodworking shop.
Dad doesn't know yet. He won't care.
He won't care.
No.
Anyway. I was just blessed with a great multitude of infusible ink pens, and I'm looking forward to making things with them. Miss Linda, what are you looking to make with them? Anyway, okay. I was looking to see if there were any more questions. We have 100 people watching right now.
That's
so
amazing. Let us know if you have any questions.
Yeah, any questions at all about
it doesn't have to be machine related, because I mean we've talked about other topics as well. Let us know. That's what lives are for, guys. Lives are for you all to get some answers and to grow your confidence. That's why we do what we do here at Oak and Lamb. So let us know what questions that you have while we're live and while Charlie's being good.
Yeah. Nanette, I thought of a project you can make with your Cricut Joy. The new cut files that we launched, where's my thingy? That are on the website. Let me show you really quickly. They're also in Dropbox for those of you who need to find them there. Let's look right here. Oh, never mind. Our website is currently being switched over to a different server, so I'm not going to look there, but I'll show you right here. The files are a whole entire collection of numbers, letters, and all of that fun stuff. Give me 2 seconds and I will pull it up
haven't even
here.
switched over yet.
Thank you. Trying to
just
be
looking
discreet
at you
because
and
I
your
have no
earrings.
idea what is up there.
Do what?
So I was trying to be discreet because I have no idea what's pulled
you're
up.
Good. I haven't even switched.
Okay, here they are. So there's a whole entire collection that we just launched on Monday. Nanette, I'm sure that you have seen them. But if you make these smaller, like I made 4-inch tall letters for a project that I did over the weekend, and you could cut these out of cardstock with your little Joy. So that could be cute for you to do. But look at all these. Let's make it bigger here. We have all the letters, we have all the numbers, and then we have some fun little guys right here. We're going to do a live on this next week. And you know what, Nanette, I will use the Cricut Joy for you in that live. I can do that. I haven't even planned it yet. I'm going to pull this off the wall and show them what this looks like put together.
We had a question. Have you ever made a video about using infusible ink sheets with DTF? Is that possible? And this, our friend has asked a couple times, so I did want to address it. Sorry you had to wait. We've not done that before. I don't know if it's possible. I also, not being rude at all, I'm not sure why you would want to do. It almost seems like you're creating more work for yourself, if that makes sense.
I hate infusible ink.
Like I hate, yeah.
It's just hard to work with, and you're really limited on color and all of that stuff. Detailed things are difficult because weeding that out is difficult. I loved Infusible ink when it came out because there was nothing, I didn't really know anything about sublimation, but I much prefer sublimation over Infusible ink. Anyway, this is the project that we're going to be doing next week, and we'll do it on the Cricut Joy. And these are like roughly 6 inches, but you can make them smaller or bigger, and then you just put them together with brads. And I love simple, quick projects like this. So make sure you watch that with us. I'm going back to the comments to see.
What size of heat resistant tape is best to have on hand? I love this question.
Oh, me too.
Like 1 inch. It's
Yeah.
not exactly 1 inch. What is it? 3/4 of an inch?
This is what we have. I think it's 1 inch.
Is it 1 inch?
I think. Yeah. No, it's not. It's 3/4. You're right.
Well, wow. But 3/4 of an inch or 1 inch. We had
The
really
super
thin
skinny?
ones. Miserable.
Don't use it.
Don't do it.
Don't use it.
Don't do it.
I love that the whole alphabet is there and all seasonal silhouettes. Yes, and honestly, if you wanted to, if there was some sort of little dingbat or something that wasn't available, you could easily slice like the bottom of this off and put another silhouette of something on there and create your own. So it's very, very customizable. It was super quick. In fact, you could sell these as sets. Come up with a good number of A's and E's and all those like most used vowels and put a set together and sell them with brads at like your craft fair or to people. They sell these on Amazon for sets and they're like $20 a set or something like that. So check that out. Really easy. I have a sublimation project I need you guys to do on 100% polyester mat from Home Depot. I bought a couple of them, but I'm putting off trying. Just like a floor mat, 100% polyester floor mat. You can do it. I bought the transfer tape you recommended, and it's so good, Beth. Good. I'm glad you like it. The multicolor brads are so cute, and you can get these in teeny tiny ones too. So this is just like the traditional size, but I also have the little bitty colored ones, and then you can get all of like the regular metal colors and blacks, and love brads. Let's hear it, Micah. Let's hear your question. Yes, everyone. Phaedra, I don't know if you saw our member only live last night, but I got on the website to give you all the praise and glory for your miracle work that you're doing on the website. And she said, thanks, I'm working on the formatting now, but the hack is thwarted. You hear that? The hack is thwarted. Anna is here. Oh. Bring him over here because they want to see him, and they'll probably want to see you. Oh, he's happy now. Say hi. Say hi. So I just wanted my Aunt. No, he's laughing at me.
Oh my God.
Hi. Look how happy. What are you doing? Look, his mom hit him.
Oh my Lord.
Rachel's not abusive. She's not abusive. Do not call CPS. He has a big head and he doesn't look where he's crawling.
Not at all.
Yeah.
I'm sure you all can attest to that.
Hey. I heard Baby Charlie's being good, and I said, oh, I want to go see him.
Who said Baby Charlie's being good?
Rachel said, we'll answer questions while
While he's being
good.
Oh.
And I was like,
That's because he's been
So you
horrible.
weren't going to come if he was bad?
no, I didn't know he was here.
Oh.
I didn't.
Take him with you,
I
Anna.
didn't. You coming with me?
Take him.
You can come with me.
See, my mom's pretty boring.
Yeah, that's why you're crying. Mom's boring.
Yeah, listen. I
Poor
would
Rachel.
cry
I've
too.
been there, man. Trying to do your job with your kid crying. Like,
I'm like, I'm never bringing him again.
none of us care. I get
I know.
I can literally ignore it. You
But
know
you
that.
would care.
Oh, I would
Becky
care,
and
yeah.
Fallon were like over here.
Turn it
running
off.
around.
Yeah. Him's a baby.
He's a baby.
Him's a baby. What are you doing? Huh?
Anna, how many people's hair have you done today? Too many?
Just 3 so far.
3 so far.
I started at 8:30.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did, Charlie.
Don't we have a video about the things we need to get started in sublimation?
Yeah.
That sounds right.
We sure did.
I didn't make it. I think Rachel did, right?
I did. Becca made a list for me. I said, Becca, what do we need for sublimation? And she made a list of her must-have items. So and then Becca wasn't here that day, so I just stole it off of her desk and then filmed the video.
Megan, I was able to log in last night, but it won't let me this morning. That's because it's being worked on this morning. We're doing a last hoorah. It's going to be amazing. True mama, take him. Right. Sometimes, like, it's so funny, especially if you get to spend a lot of time with your kid, which
Yeah.
thankfully Rachel gets to.
yeah.
Sometimes you're like, you feed him.
Yeah, take him.
Yeah.
Take him.
Baby sounds are precious. He's so yummy. Christina said, OMG, Rachel, bring him more so he gets used to being there and he'll be nice and calm. More Charlie. They're going to chance it.
Oh, gosh.
I love when he's here. Did you guys talk about your site update on this live? We didn't. We talked about the site update in a member-only live last night. I don't even tell Rachel that I did that. Did you see I did a member-only live?
No.
I knew you wouldn't care. That's why I didn't tell you.
What was I going to do? No,
Meaning-
I'd rather you not.
Not that you don't care, but that you wouldn't care that I was doing it.
Yes, correct.
Oh, Linda, she will not stop bringing him.
I won't.
I'll fire her.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
What's the name of the salon that Anna works at? Is she taking new clients? Krista J wants to know. Daytime clients, yes. If you can come during the day, she will take you as a new client. Especially if you're a good tipper.
Wink, wink.
Anna said she would fire a client if you're a good tipper.
I've got a list that aren't.
She has a list. Oh my.
But here's the thing. Here's what Anna will not do it. Anna has not raised her prices in 12 years, 13 years. And I said to Anna, if you would just raise your prices to what they should be, you wouldn't even have to worry about tips. She won't do it. It's easier because she makes her own appointments. She checks people out and all that stuff. And it's easier if you have somebody else doing that for you because it's less awkward. She just will not do it. I'm like, here, I'll make a post for you that says, look, guys, inflation's real. I got to pay my bills. You're going to have to go up $10 on your haircut. Sorry about it.
She should have. I remember us trying to talk her into it when COVID hit. Like, this is your time, Anna. Crap's hitting the fan. Hurry, raise your prices. And she still wouldn't.
What do you consider a good tip?
Depends on the service, right, Anna, or no?
Well, I'm just going to tell you my first one today.
Was it who I think it is? Yeah. Okay. That's not the same.
100% tip.
That's not the same.
What?
Anna has this one client who's an amazing, and it's not normal. It's not normal.
She gave me a $100 tip on her daughter's $150 service one time.
Yeah.
That is not normal.
That's not normal.
No.
I'd say 15 to 20% is
20 is about average.
20.
yeah, customary. Can you recommend an Epson EcoTank printer for sublimation to convert? Low price. We do not have one that we can recommend because we haven't personally done one, but we have members who can recommend one. So for those of you who have an Epson EcoTank that you've converted, please weigh in on what you like. We use the Epson Workforce. It's on an EcoTank, but we converted it and we love it. My hairdresser raised her. I was over tipping my hairdresser because she doesn't charge enough either. It's so hard. It really is. Like, and there are some people who don't take tips because it's either included or their prices just cover it.
Yeah.
Tipping it's always strange. Yes, okay, there's some great suggestions for the Epson printer for you all.
See, I love this. If there's a question we can't answer, like here at the studio, these amazing people swoop in and they're like, here is what you need to know.
Well, and here's the thing, we can give you suggestions based off what we know, but I like for people who have actually used these items to weigh in. Like, there's no better recommendation than somebody who's actually used it. I'm a good tipper. I appreciate people with talents I need to use. Right, Cheryl? And people who like rely on tips for a living really appreciate that as well. Micah said, can the Air 2 cut felt? If so, what blade should I use? The Air 2 can cut felt. If you're doing a thicker felt like a Benzie felt, then you'll need to bond it with freezer paper or some other bonding and just use a fresh fine point blade. Make sure it's good and sharp and hasn't been used to cut lots of other things. My hairdresser, okay, yeah. My hairdresser raised her rates. I took 10 or 20. Yeah, that's good. Anna had a client, and I don't know that she knew what she was doing, but she would get cut and color, and there was a place for a tip on, and I was the one checking them out. I managed the salon she worked at for 8 years, and she would tip $1 or $2. Like, don't even tip. $1 or $2 for $120, $130 services.
And I don't know if it's like generational because I'm not blaming everyone on this. But it seems like the older generations, because they grew up and they didn't have to tip much because tips were more back then. I found it a lot of times that sometimes they tip like $2 or $3, but they genuinely do not know that they're supposed to tip more. Like they're not doing it on purpose, but I think they just don't know.
That I don't know about at the salon that we were at, which we were at a high-end salon. I would say the older people actually tipped better than the younger people. Yeah. Because, they had money. They had money. The younger generation a lot of times doesn't know to tip. Like, if you send your kid to get a haircut and you send their card with your card with them, say, make sure you leave a tip because it doesn't occur to them, or maybe they're scared to add money to it because they're using your money. Like, make sure that they know
have that talk
to tip. Yeah. We tell Beckett and Fallon all the time, why are you leaving that money on the table? Because they did a good job, or because that's how they make money. We tip and, whatever.
Yeah.
You remember that one time I had, it was like $130 service and she would literally tip $1. That's what I was saying. Yeah.
And
is there a law on tipping?
No.
Nope.
Now, it's
your next haircut's good though.
true.
That's not true.
No. Now, I don't think it's just a Tennessee thing. Maybe I'm stupid. I have no idea. But when you go to a restaurant, if the party's more than a certain amount of people, they'll automatically add like a 15% gratuity
Which
on there.
a lot of times, honestly, shoots them in the foot sometimes because we generally tip more than that.
Yeah.
And if it's already included, I'm like,
Yeah. Same.
okay. So there was a question about the felt on Benzie. There are two different types of felt. One is a wool blend, and the other is bellwether felt, which is 100%. Wool. So both are good options. I always just use the wool blend because I really like it.
Yeah.
And there's great color selections.
It's a good felt. It's a great felt.
When cutting felt on the air, protect that mat. The first time I cut felt, I just about ruined my new mats. Yeah, Linda, or you can clean them with a baby wipe, which is my favorite thing to do.
It's so satisfying.
It's so satisfying.
It is.
When my niece was in her teens, I used to always yell at her and her friends to make sure and tip well. I love that, Robin. You're a good aunt. My husband's a horrible tipper. I usually leave more tip after he's not looking. I love that. I love that. Yes, during COVID stuff, workers are overloaded. We tip more for food. Yes.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. Same. I generally do too. Well, the other thing is, Cheryl said, I tip my service people, delivery, plumbers, etc. Our friends that we have that come and do like our heat and air and plumbing and things like that are friends. And so they're going to undercharge us because that's who they are.
Right.
And Wayne and I are always like, here's some extra.
Yes.
Yeah.
And personally, and I hate saying this because I don't want to be rude if anyone does this, because I understand a little bit. But I feel like if you don't have the money to tip the person, don't get that service right now unless you absolutely have to. If you need a haircut and you don't have money to tip your hairstylist, don't go right now. Honestly, I know it's rude, but like most people literally live on tips. If you go out to eat at a nice restaurant and you have a good waitress and you're like, sorry, I only have enough for, I only have enough cash to pay the bill. Like I don't think that's nice.
Fair, because you could be occupying a table that someone
could be actually tipping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Micah. My husband and dad are the best tippers. They both overtip, and I love it because I used to work as a server, so I get it.
Yeah.
I love this conversation went to tipping. It's so
right?
funny.
I know.
I want to sublimate, but I feel like I will break the bank trying to get what I need. So here's the thing. Do you need a heat press? If you don't, even if you need a heat press, the printer, ink, cartridges, and heat press that we recommend, you can get, sorry, I'm not looking at you. I'm doing math in my head. You can get all of it for about $500. Heat press, printer, all the things. If you already have a press, like the 10 by 12, and can get away with that for a little bit, then you can get started for around $300. So keep those in mind. Now, it does depend on what printer you purchase. If you're going to get a Sawgrass, you're not going to start for under $500 with a press and all that stuff. If you're going to get a Cricut auto press, that's definitely not happening. So it depends on what you get. But the ones that we recommend and have used and love, they're actually here in our studio. You can start for about $500. Well, because Rachel did a glitter snow globe.
Glitter flow tumbler.
It's actually on her face too.
Mine?
Yeah, you've got glitter everywhere.
Thank you for telling me, Becca. I
They
really
can't see you.
appreciate it.
It was during a live, and you just want me to look over.
Oh,
like,
you noticed it during
this
the live.
machine is 170. Rachel, you have glitter on your face.
I think no one would be shocked by that.
I get that. I'm getting the 8-in-1 that you have. Okay, yeah, that's a good one.
Where's it at on my face? I'm dwelling.
I don't see
Is that my double
but it
chin?
was gone.
Is that my double
Which
chin?
one?
This one. A double
The first one or the second one?
A quadruple chin.
Yeah. I tip well, but the point of a tip is so you get the best service. If you don't, I only did 10%. Yeah, I know, I agree.
No, yeah.
I tip more. If you're an exceptional waitress or waiter, I'm going to give you an even better tip. Like, I have a baseline for tips no
Yes.
matter what. Even if
Yeah.
you're really crummy, I'm probably going to leave you a tip.
Diane said a tip should not be assumed, it should be earned. I believe that at a point. I think you need to leave a tip. But if the service is exceptional, then I wanna tip to the best of my means at the time. I do. Sometimes I'll slap a 20 down and be like, I hope that they enjoy that. You know, if the Lord blesses me enough and I have it to give, I'm gonna give it. But sometimes I'm like, it was decent, so here's, whatever. I don't know. But yeah.
I got my 5-in-1 because of the attachments, but the heat plate is so hard to get on and off. I haven't used the attachments. Oh no. So do you feel that elderly people should do without because they can barely afford it? Are you talking about...
It says elderly people can't afford... What?
For a haircut? I mean, you can go to different places. It's not like you have to go to a high-end salon and pay $45 for a haircut and tip $10.
Go to Supercuts and get, a fine haircut. Do what's within your means. We never say go get bankrupt doing something crazy. Don't do that. Do things within your means.
I will say this. Most people who care enough to get regular haircuts could not get a coffee one day and pay for a tip for their haircut.
Correct.
Not all people. I'm not saying all people. I'm just saying that what is important to you is... Why did I go this way?
Does anyone else see Charlie?
Hey, Charlie.
He's actually being quiet. Thanks for coming, Anna. You came about 45 minutes too late.
Look how happy he is now.
Can you do it?
I was about to need to pop an extra pill earlier, and you walk in, and he's just totally fine.
I mean, he immediately smiled at Anna. Can you do a video on how to use the 8-in-1 heat press? If we get an 8-in-1 heat press, then we will, yes. We just have the regular one right now because we have 3 heat presses. And while I want the 8-in-1, I just don't see buying it right now. First of all, we don't have the room for it.
I was about to say we just don't have the space. If we could get rid of a couple, like that Cricut one that was $1,000.
What is on my desk right now?
Well, Anna.
There's a lot of tumblers. Well, that's our tumbler station.
For what?
The tumblers.
Are we mass producing them?
They sent, PYD Life sent a tumbler for free.
Oh, okay.
16 tumbler, sublimation tumblers, they were stupid expensive. How much were they?
Oh,
What do
gosh.
these things look like? Do I need one?
They're really cute. Plus,
Did you hear it?
plus the tumbler press,
press.
which is a $400 machine. They sent it to us. And that's what's on your desk. Also, there's some Christmas lights and some Glowforge materials. Do you need the desk right now?
I would like to be able to look at the desk and say, someday I'll sit there.
Well, Anna,
You can look
you
at
could
it
look
and
at
say
the
that.
chair.
The busted chair? The busted chair.
Don't look at the chair. We may need it for storage too. In fact, what's in your filing cabinet?
Anything important in there? Anything
That could be our tumbler station.
you need in there, Anna?
Christy said, sorry, I just wanted a new hairdresser. I didn't mean to start an argument on tips.
It's all your fault.
Here's the thing. The thing that I love about this group is that we don't have to have the same opinions and the same thoughts on things, but we can still be respectful to each other.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about this group. I think it's fine to speak your mind and to think differently than other people. That's completely fine. That's how people learn and grow and have different perspectives. And I love that. I love this platform for that. I never always be respectful, but never don't say something just because you think that it's going to be unpopular.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Rachel and I disagree on things all the time, like banana pudding and Pop-Tarts. Oh my gosh. No, she hates cilantro.
I hate cilantro.
Dr. Pepper's nasty.
Dr. Pepper. I would rather drink Creek water than drink Dr. Pepper.
I'll bottle you some creek water next time you come to my house.
I would drink it rather than toilet water. Go ahead and scoop me some toilet water. Blech.
Yes, Patrice, we love it too. It's dark and gloomy here and rainy. April, where are you?
It's pretty
It is
here.
gorgeous here.
I wish it was a little cooler, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
The high
Sunday
today
was
like
80
76.
degrees.
Ugh.
But this weekend the high is like 40 something.
Oh, yeah, it's going to freeze.
Yeah.
It's going to freeze.
Anywho, you all are amazing. Thank you for being here. I don't know if anybody that was new, we didn't shout anybody out as new. So I don't know if we answered any questions, but I do love having a wonderful conversation about things like this. I love it. Got some ideas. We're going to do a fun project for Nanette because she's an amazing flock member and we love her and we want to give her the joy content that she wants.
We sure do.
And had a great, healthy debate about tipping. That's fantastic.
Yeah. We're going live tomorrow in our private Facebook group.
Yep.
At 10:30 a.m. Eastern.
To unbox the tumbler press.
Yeah.
I think it's heavy.
And it is heavy. And then Thursday, you're going to see me make a glitter flow tumbler here on YouTube for the public.
Yes.
It's going to be great.
Keep looking at the private Facebook group. As soon as everything is cleared and good to go on the website, we will make an announcement to let you know. Many of you are already able to get in and enjoy. The site is up. Thank you again, Phaedra, if you're still here, for all the hard work that you've put into this. Honestly, it is, you guys have no idea how many hours that this lady has put into it, how much sleep she has not gotten because of it. And we're just so appreciative. So make sure you're thanking her. Catherine says, I knew it's 2:40 a.m. here. Oh my goodness.
Oh, dedication.
Yes, we are so glad that you're here with us. And
Thanks
I'm
for
sad that
taking
you're up
the-
at 2:40 unless it's something fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which what could be more fun than being here with us? Nothing.
Rach, is the glitter tumbler flowy thingy going to be easy?
Let me tell you, I'm not buying any special squeezy bottles. I'm not buying any special really anything. You can go around your hometown. You might even have most of this already. I wanted to make it extremely attainable because every single video I've seen, you have to spend $50 alone in supplies to even make the thing. And I didn't want to do that. I grabbed one of Charlie's syringes out of the cabinet to, put my glycerin in my mug. I'm using a drill. I did not get that fancy schmancy burn thing. I'm all about easy. So this is going to be the easiest, probably cheapest, right, Charlie? You tell him.
He is
probably
happy.
the cheapest glitter flow tumbler, and I'm really excited.
And she did it all this morning while holding a baby.
Well, Becca helped a lot too. Thank goodness.
Anyway, thank you all for being here. We'll see you over in the private Facebook group tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. If you want to be there and you're not a member, join. Click the link. May not be able to do it right now. Don't know. Wait an hour or two. Sorry about it. Or email me, hello@oakandlamb.com, and I'll let you know when you can. Have a fantastic day.